What up, Herd? Welcome to another episode of Cover Lovers, where we get to talk about this week's incentives as well as store exclusives. And we're going to be just a little light today. It's just going to be Big Rob and I here on the show talking about these covers. Mike is at a concert, that lucky dog, and Jeff is still working some overtime. So with that being said, Big Rob, how are you doing?
This is a two-man team tonight. We'll make it nice and was that quick and smooth. I'm doing great. It's a Monday night. Case of the Mondays. Fucking I hate Mondays, but cover letters always makes it better. So I'm good to go. Ready for this Laker game, right? 7 in about an hour. So
damn right. We get to see Luka in a Lakers uniform tonight, and hopefully we get to see a Lakers W, to go along with that appearance.
Is LeBron playing? I think, right?
I don't know.
He didn't play last game either, so we'll see.
It'll be interesting to see how he fits in Redick's system. So I'm looking forward to a lot of scoring, I think.
Did you watch the game last night, Super Bowl?
Oh, who didn't? Who didn't?
I watched the commercials and the halftime show, but the game was trash. I knew it was gonna be trash, and it was trash. So.
It was terrible. I was like, oh my god. I was expecting more of a fight and not a blowout.
Yeah, but it's for me. It didn't matter. I hate both teams, so it's like whatever. I'm here for the halftime show.
and did you enjoy Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah, he was awesome, dude. That shit was great. He did better than I thought he would. That was brilliant how he teased the whole the one song, right, the main song, and just all the hidden messages and all his songs, and he's kind of emphasizing certain things, and Samuel L. Jackson and all that jazz, and then Serena with the Crip Walk. All that was great.
Very nice, very nice. I was expecting, because there was a lot of rumors going around his halftime show that Taylor Swift would be a part of it, that Eminem might join. There's just like a whole lot of thing. Since Kendrick Lamar is part of Dr. Dre's crew, that there was a lot of like speculation that one or two of those folks would be jumping in on it.
No, it was just Drake's ex-girlfriends and him.
That is true. But I always enjoy just Super Bowl weekend for me. It's just hanging out with friends and family, eating lots of food, catching up.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. And then also too checking out those commercials. So, which one was your favorite?
Nothing really stood out. I like the trailers are cool and all that, but commercials wise, I guess everybody likes the Seal one, right? The Seal one's cool. The Ben Affleck's cool one. I don't remember. I was just kind of there was a crowd around me with people. So I kind of really didn't remember. The commercials don't really stand out to me in my head for some reason.
Gotcha. I enjoyed the Dunkin' Donuts one that you mentioned, Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
And I also enjoyed the Stella Roast, the one with David Beckham and Matt Damon.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Those are fun. Those were fun. And then of course the trailer for Thunderbolts. I had to go online to check out the full trailer. Looking forward to that movie.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks good.
Yeah.
And they actually showed us a little bit of the century.
Yep. And Trish, I agree with you. The tongue and the fleshy cowboy hat, yeah, that was disturbing as hell. Like I was just like, what the hell are they doing? Yeah, and it had to do with it, like cold brew, like Coffee Mate foam or whatever it was for the tongue. And then I don't even know what the hell the cowboy hat thing was for.
Yeah, I had to take a drive. I went to Corona for that to watch the game with my buddies. So.
Oh man. All right, let's just get started. Let's just jump into the sponsors. So as always, we are sponsored by Cover Price. So head on over to coverprice.com and use Nirvana14 for 30 days of unlimited cover price at only 99 cents. And as always, head over to birdcitycomics.com and use TNH10 to save yourself 10% off your entire purchase. And as always, jumping into the chat, let us go into the Heroes Reborn. What is going on? Thank you for stopping by. And also GT Key. Hello. Comics Corner. What is going on? Hello. And then Trish, as always, thank you for stopping by. And then yes, it's Tubi. What was it, Tubi? I think that was Tubi or something. Could be. I have to go double check. And yes, that is true. I didn't even know. Like they were saying that he wore like the small A, and it was also a minor for Drake.
Yeah, A minor. Yeah,
A minor. I was like, oh man,
over the top. I wonder also if Trump. If I don't know if Trump was there for the halftime show. I wonder if he realized at first songs a little bit about him too.
Yeah, but of course not. And he's gonna say that the show was terrible. So
yeah, I wasn't a part of it. It's terrible.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh my god, yes. I didn't even notice any of these things until like you get on the internet and you're just like, oh, hey, that's
well, because he raps really fast. Yeah, listen to the lyrics and you're like, oh, okay.
Yep. Oh, what is going on, Rudy? All right, let's jump in again. Hopefully, we're looking probably maybe about 10 incentives or so, and then only one store exclusive because everybody was selling their MegaCon stuff, so we didn't have a whole lot of store exclusive for this week. But hopefully, we'll have some next week.
It was like 500 covers or some shit like that.
Oh man, Cover Price did a whole spiel on all the MegaCon stuff. It was insane. It was very nuts.
Yeah, it's a ton. It's way too many covers.
Oh yeah. All right. So we're starting off with a Bug Wars. So we have a 1 in 25 by Pepe, 1 in 50 by Matthias, and a 1 in 100 by Peach, which you can also get the regular cover as well. Big Rob, can you please start us off?
Yeah. Well, fresh eyes on this. I haven't seen any of these. I like them all in general. I have no real negative comments for them. I think they're all good pieces of art. I love the bugs. The bugs all look great. Well, let's start with the Peach. That's 1 in 100. Is also available as a regular open to order. So that kind of kills a lot of doesn't kill the value completely, but some of the exclusivity, because you can buy the same art on a regular $5 book, right? So, but that's actually for Peach Momoko in the last year or so. That's really, really good. You could tell she put a lot more time into this than your typical quick mock-up and let's move on. This is really well done, and she is better at doing creepy kind of creature vibe to characters. So that's really good. And the Laura's, I like the was it? Wait, I was gonna say the shit beetle. I know they push around poop in the wild and stuff. Those beetles, but
yeah,
I forget what they're called.
There's a dung beetle.
Yeah, the dung beetle. Is this like a rhino?
Yeah, there's a rhino beetle or something like that.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the beetle on it, but that praying mantis is so. I know it's a white background, but that praying mantis looks so cool to me. I just love his giant, just creepy eyes looking right at you, and the treasure is kind of like blends in well in the white background. So I know it's not as dynamic as the Lara's or as beautiful as the Momoko. So the praying mantis just speaks to me the most. It's just so creepy and just weird and funny and all at once. It's a 1 in 50. It's a little more pricier, but I don't know what's the going rate on these. But I like that one. I just love the praying mantis on it. That's my favorite. So I'll go with the Vergara, Matias Vergara.
All right. Well, thank you for that. And I had a feeling you would be going with the Bergara, only because it's got the orange, it's got the green, like all those colors are really popping in this cover, and we all know like you like those, that those colors like really pop for you. But for me, it's like those eyes, they stare into your soul. That mantis is like staring into your soul. It's crazy.
Looking right at you.
I dig all of these 3 covers. So I'm in agreement with you, Big Rob. I mean, I loved him when I saw him on League of Geek. When I was just like, oh my god, all 3 covers are good. They're not bad. They're not like pedestrian as Mike would say. I like the first one, the Pepe, because it's got a lot of action. I can't wait to see like the fighting, and I want to know what's going to happen. Like, what are these people? What are they doing? I mean, you have these like they're writing insects. I want to. It makes me curious about the book. I want to get the book, and that's what covers are supposed to do. For me, the Mateus, that one, I don't see as much action to it. So for me, I'm like, yeah, but I do dig the Mantis itself. The Peach, to your point, I don't like covers now that you have a regular cover and now you just have a Virgin, especially when the Virgin, that trade dress doesn't interfere with the artwork. So for me, like, excuse me?
It goes well with it.
Yeah. So it's just like, you're kind of just, I mean, why spend the extra cash to get something like that? Though I do like the Momoko a lot. We all know that she does horror and creepy like very, very well. And it looks like she spent a lot of time in the details for this one. Like, honestly, this could have been a cover for like Black Widow, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah, it could have been a bunch of it could be a Marvel character for all we know. It's a bunch of different stuff. A couple of notes, kind of want to add a couple notes.
Yeah, go for it.
So the money wise, the Momoko is going above ratio. On Midtown, they're selling it for 112. And the Laras and the Bergara or Bergara, however you pronounce it, they're under ratio. And I just want to say they kind of remind me of Sectars. They'll actually be like cool action figures, like that. Riding the beetle or riding the praying mantis. Right, they'll be like cool action figures.
Oh, for sure. And Trish agrees with you, Big Rob. Like that mantis covers her fave as well.
Yeah, I think he's almost kind of cute.
All right, let's move on to the next one here. We have Feral number 10, and this is a 1 in 25 by Nicole Varela. Rob?
Feral, huh? This is an interesting cover. I like the reds. Very when you see the red, you think of evil and dark side. You think of like the Sith, right? Just the evil spirit. But I love these I don't know, like the torture animals, canines on this. It's a really interesting cover. At least makes me think, and like it makes me curious to see what's inside the book, and that's the whole goal of the cover, is to pique your interest. 125. I'm assuming not breaking the bank, and I don't know if it's going for ratio or under ratio or over ratio, but it's cool. Just the kind of the skull, the cat's head split and open to see the skull with this. I don't know what the symbolization of the actual gem, or it's almost like an infinity stone on their forehead. I am actually collecting this run. I do have, I think all the 1 through 9 issues. I just haven't sat down and read them, but it looks cool. I think it's interesting. Is it like over the top the greatest ever? No, but it's a solid, great, interesting cover, and that's the whole goal of art, is to pique your interest. And I think she did what she was sought after. That's my old tagline there. So I like it in general. It's good.
No, I like it, and for me, like this cover itself, and I'm just taking the red portion that's popping out of the head, that third eye, if you will. It reminds me of the Thing.
The thing. When
the wolves are all together when they're
Kurt Russell, yeah.
And they're just one mass, just a red.
So fucking gross in the movie though.
It is, but that's what it reminds me. I mean, you look at it, you're like, it's that dog's face is like really prominent. At least for me, it is. So I see that a lot, and I'm like, oh man, this looks fantastic. And with the rabies and everything that it's spitting out of the virus, I mean, it's cool. I mean, I like it a lot. I think it adds it's very haunting is the word I'm looking for, and I think it does a fantastic job of it. So I dig this cover, 1 in 25, as Trish had mentioned it, and Big Rob. It's like definitely going to be under ratio, the price wise. And Trish had mentioned too that again, it's definitely under ordered. So this could be a hit. You never know. I mean, again, who's ordering 25 copies of Feral number 10? It's your LCS.
Who's the publisher? I forget. I don't know. Is it Dark Horse?
No, it's like God, what is that? I want to say it's not Image, or it might be Image. Hold on.
As an Image. Let me see.
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, it is Image. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is. So yeah, it's way on the ratio. It's $13.50 on Midtown right now.
There you go.
Yeah, Image.
Cool. Thanks, Trish. All right, moving on to the next one. We have Aquaman #2, 1 in 25 by Salvador LaRocca. And I put the face palm on this in particular because of the those quads. So that leg, it looks ginormous. I'm like, oh my God, it's just, I feel like it's too much. So it's very distracting for me for everything else that's going on that cover. I mean, I like the fish, I like some of that the coral or the tentacles that you kind of have on that corner, right behind Mira. But again, it's one of those things that it's that leg for me is just too distracting. If it was shorter, I think I'd be okay with it.
Which
But
leg? The one in the foreground or the one behind?
It's both. I mean, it's this thing right here, and then the back. I mean, you really didn't have to show that the leg in the background is there. I mean, we kind of know, but he made it look like it's longer.
Yeah, it kind of sticks out a little weird there. It's she's all legs, man.
It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, I think you've been a little harsh with the emoji, but I don't think it's that bad. I'm like, I get it. I see the legs, but it's like to me, it's not much of a distraction. This would be like a cool Grateful Dead cover, you know. It has that kind of like weird like great like hippie vibe to him. Like she's like just rocking to some music, and she's sitting at the underwater park, listening to a band play, and she's just high on some shit, and it's just and the animal is just like swimming around her, and she's just like just tripping and do good vibes and shit. That's what I see when I see it. This is definitely the trade. The actual, I'm glad the trade dress is like a small little thing on the right corner because that trade dress sucks ass. But I think it's fine. I think it's kind of funny, kind of a funny cover. I can see people liking some of this cover. It also has that kind of a cheat that those like aquarium t-shirt, there's like a t-shirt with a print of an aquarium on it. You'll see them at the zoo and stuff. It's something that you will see at the zoo right because of the fishes, or like SeaWorld or some shit like that. It's just like it has that vibe, those color vibes to it. So I like the colors. The colors whoever did the coloring is pretty good at it. Yeah, I can see the anatomy is a little off, a little amateurish there. And Salvador LaRocca, it's not an amateur, that's for sure. I don't know why he kind of boobs are a little saggy there, but it's fine. It's natural.
Boobs are supposed to sag.
Yeah, she's a little older in age. Now they're not perky as earlier in her life. The sunglasses are funny though. The sunglasses really just kind of stand out because she's underwater. It's like why is she wearing sunglasses? So yeah, I like it because it's just funny. It's a funny looking cover, and I like the colors. But yeah, I can see the people not liking some maybe the art, but it's a funny cover.
All right. Let's move on to the next one. We got the Amazing Spider-Man #67, a 1 in 25 by Aka or AKA. I get started off. I really like this cover. I feel like they're dancing. I think it's like I feel I'm getting a Clark. I'm like singing in the rain type vibes from this one. I like the way that Black Cat is drawn. I guess that's the new Spider-Man suit, which I find weird, but definitely enjoy the Black Cat looking at it. But I do feel like they're dancing on the side of the building for whatever reason. I know that it's probably Black Cat's fallen, and he just caught her. But the way it looks, I think it's fantastic. I love it. What about you, Rob?
Yeah, so I was gonna say more like flamenco or a tango or something like that. It has that vibe. You can hear them like snapping on the floor with their boots and shit. They're wearing the boots for that too. AKA is the name of the artist, huh?
Yeah.
The character design on Spider-Man is interesting, but the art itself is currently pretty average at best for modern comics. I'm not gonna say it's bad or anything, but it's mundane. That's what I guess I really want to say. It's just a mundane kind of piece of art to me. It doesn't really stand out on the rack because a lot of the modern art will look like this, and maybe someone who's just maybe collecting for the last 5 years or less, it's a cool cover. But for me, who's been doing it for a very long time, I just don't. I have no interest in it. It's not going to pique my interest. Plus, when I know that Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man itself, this 67 issue run, it's been probably the less critically acclaimed run there's ever been on Amazing Spider-Man. It's like it's just not a run that's really catch anybody's imagination, and this art itself is just not helping. In my opinion, to really want me to pick up this cover. And I know it's a 1 in 25, so it's not. I don't have to buy it. I can buy the cover rate, but it's just you want a little bit of bang for your buck, and this is not $25 worth, in my opinion. This is a $5 book I've ever seen one.
Okay. All right. Moving on to the next one, we have One World Under Doom #1, a 1 in 50 by Ben Harvey, and you can also get the regular cover. Big Rob, what are your thoughts on this one?
Hey, Chillin, what's going on, man? Well, I'm going to be biased because I love Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom is just can't be beat, man. One of the best characters Marvel ever created. He's a smart ass. He's an asshole. He has a sense of humor at times. He's an interesting character, and his character design is one of the greatest character designs ever. He makes Leprechaun Green look cool. It sucks they made it a trade dress as well. So there goes some of the value for this art, right? Because you just get it as a trade dress. So why invest the $50 or $40, whatever this is costing? I'm not trying to get into this particular title, One World Under Doom, but I don't know, man. I might buy it or not. But the art itself is fine. It's cool. It looks like he's the Sorcerer Supreme here. He has the cloak and he has the gloves and all that, the magic going on, and everybody's bowing to him. The funny thing, the characters that are bowing to him, I don't know what's maybe just the artists, like just their expression, the way he drew them. They kind of have a little bit of a scroll vibe to them. Or somehow they look a little green. I don't know. It's kind of an accident or what's going on. Well, obviously the Hulk green, but Scarlet Witch, Captain America, they look like scrolls from this angle, from the way I see it. So I don't know if that's something to do with the story or not, but obviously he's making them bow to Doom, right? This is like he's like fucking Zod, right? Kneel before Zod.
That's right.
So it looks cool. It's fine, nothing crazy, but it's a cool Doctor Doom cover. It's kind of hard to beat because it's just Doctor Doom.
No, I hear you. You know, when I first saw this cover, I actually got a lot of like Alex Ross vibes from it. So I was like, "Oh man, this is a cool cover." I thought that the reflection of the green had to do with the reflection from Doctor Doom itself.
Yeah.
You know, himself, that it's the cloak. But now that you think about it, I mean, it's you never know. You never know with Marvel. Like, they could be scrolls. But I definitely dig the cover. I like it, but as we've said repeatedly on this show, is this I hate it when Marvel or DC, whoever it is, decides that, hey, we're gonna make a regular cover and turn it into a virgin. Like, you know, if you like the art, then there's really I don't see a point in getting the incentive when you can get the regular cover at cover price. The trade dress itself, again, isn't interfering with the art. But again, I do dig the art. Like, Ben Harvey kicked its ass. I mean, it looks fantastic. I like all the details. I like where the armor is shiny where it's supposed to be shiny. I like how the cloak is like moving. There's a lot of movement in it, while everybody is just like in awe of Doom himself. So I am all for it. It does feel like an incentive. It's just Marvel kind of ruined it by creating a regular version for it.
Well, depends on you. Like what Walker said, depends on your point of view. Because I get why they do it, because not everybody can afford $50 on a book, and not everybody's gonna have a chance to buy that book. Somebody's this lucky and has the funds to do it, they're able to buy it. So I get them trying to spread the love and give people the ability to buy this great art and at a reasonable price. So that's I guess more the concept, but I don't know if that's exactly the reason to do it, but that's like the spirit of the idea of why they should do that. But for like hardcore collectors in comics, it kind of does kill the collectability of the cover by doing that. But so it's like kind of a give and take. I mean, you're kind of going against the collectors, but you're going against the general audience of the readers, and we want readers to buy books, not just to collect them. Just I know the people who buy them initially to read eventually become collectors, and that's probably the usual transition. So I started as a reader, then I got into collecting of it. So I get it, but it's a kind of a thin line there. They're walking with it.
Well, I get it. But for me, as a collector, I'm like, you're just like, why are you doing this? It's like you ruin it for me. But I can definitely see that perspective as well from a business point of view.
Yeah.
All right. And then we've got this one, regular cover and Virgin, and we got another one, but this one is coming from DC. We have Absolute Batman number 5, and again, it's a 1 in 50 by Clay Mann. You can get the Virgin variant, and you can get the regular cover, which is a minimal trade dress. Here, I know you're taking a look at it, Big Rob. I feel you're going to like this cover because of all the purples, the pinks, the reds, all these hues that are kind of coming off of it. I think Clay Mann did a fantastic job with this. I like that it's a bigger, burlier Batman, and I think that goes with the Absolute Batman character because he's a lot bulkier. I feel like there's a lot of action, a lot of movement in it as Batman's breaking through a glass ceiling or a glass window. I like all the muscles where they're supposed to be muscles. I like the four. I guess it's called fore lengthening. I guess is it where like any of the objects look bigger up front versus the stuff in the back.
Yeah, his knees.
Excuse me.
His knees, right? They're right in your face.
They are. I mean, I'm ready to get like smacked down. And I like the pieces of glass. I mean, again, for me, it looks fantastic. Is it 1 in 50 worthy? Again, with it being a regular cover as well, with a minimal trade dress, I'm like, you guys are just killing me. All right, Big Rob, what do you got?
Yeah, there's no point in buying the. It's not going to be expensive though. It's not going for ratio. You go Midtown right now and get it $40. You might get it cheaper. Issue 5. The glass. Yeah, the detail on the glass, right? All the color. The colorist must definitely had a job to do there. This is one of the books I regret I did not buy cover A of issue 1. I should have bought a cover A of issue 1. Who could have foreseen it blowing up as it did? Maybe you would think it'll do well, but not become a cultural milestone for Batman, at least in the modern. At least like it was. I want to say definitely top 3 like cultural moments in comic books last year. Like when it becomes like it becomes well known throughout the comic book community as this is like, okay, this is one of the books out there. I know the others at Spider-Man, but that Ultimate Spider-Man book was the other one. So I wish I would have bought at least a cover 8. Maybe I go back and because I do like that cover and go back and buy a 9/8 or something. But for this particular art, yeah, you're right. I love the purples. I like the pinks. That very Miami Sound Machine going on here with the colors. But yeah, it's cool. I give them props on the difficulty of just drawing every single piece of glass, even if it's just simple little shapes. That took time and effort and patience to do that. Maybe he has a tool on his art software that is able to duplicate much as possible, so he doesn't have to do so much work. And that's the point of having those tools, to kind of help you with time. But the line work is great on the Batman himself. It's just his Batman symbol is ridiculous. It's like a fucking shovel. it's so over the top. And it's funny he's carrying a gun. It's a whole, it's an Elseworld story, so it's different. So I dig it. It's a great cover, and people are gonna love this. I know it's gonna sell well.
Yep. And then Big Rob just David's on that color train as well, man. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm usually the resident purple pinks guy here. So.
Yep. All right, and I like Terry's comment as well. It's guns designed by Liefeld.
Yeah, man. So yeah, they're freshly Marvel retired Rob Liefeld.
That's right. That's right. All right, and we have another one. This time it's a 1 in 100 with a regular and a virgin. And this one is for One World Under Doom, #1 as well. And this is by Rose Besch. All right, Rob, what do you got?
Yeah, this is one of the reasons I stopped pre-ordering books, because I just get myself in trouble when I order way too many fucking books. Because Dr. Doom would have been one of those titles when I ordered like 7 covers, because there's so many fucking covers. So I'm glad I don't do that anymore. Now my current strategy is just to wait and go back, and if I really love it, buy it. But then that's my current strategy. I'm buying comic books. This will be something I can possibly go back and buy, because it's such a beautiful piece of art. And of course, the colors will get me instantly. And it's Dr. Doom, like I said before, one of my favorite characters. His cape is very Spanish. Is that a word that he's created?
It is today.
Yeah, Spanish. Spawn will be, he would admire this cape. So it's cool. It's interesting. It's very Rose Besch. Has that vibe to her. She's been hit and miss the last 2 years with her art. This is my best. This is terrible. What is the cape shape? What is evening happen in this composition? Those backlight, but there's no. Yeah, it totally sounds like that's hilarious. Like Mike, what's up? What's up, Alex? Yeah, dude. I like in general. I know Besch art is she's very there's no gray with Besch. If you like her, you like her. If you don't like her, you don't like her. Because I think Mike dislikes most of her art. It's like very few pieces she's ever liked of Besch. But I've been more softer on her. I've been critical with her with the last few years, especially the last 2 years. She's been like off and on, and mostly off, because you could tell she's just kind of old out. She's just doing more work. I get it. She's trying to make money. She's employed. She's trying to make money to pay her bills. That's the whole goal. More money, the better. But I do miss when she had probably less work, and she had more time to do work on her art, and it was better for it. Like this one, I think she probably had a little more time, and I don't understand what's going on with the crows. It's a nice touch. It makes it more dramatic, but it's a cool cover in general, and we like cool covers here at Cover Lovers.
That's right. I love the cover as well. I dig it. But I will be getting the regular cover versus the 1 in 100. I'm sure this is definitely over ratio. Looking at other sites, I get John Woo vibes because of the crows versus the doves that John Woo likes to put in his movies.
That's right. You're right.
Right. Yeah. I definitely like the movement of the cape. I think the wind is blowing. I think it's great. It's got a life of its own. But yes, to Trisha's point, if Mike were here, it's exactly what he would say about this particular piece of art. But I'm loving it. I definitely dig it. I like the way like Doom's just again there with his like pose that I am better than thou attitude. I like the colors, all the crows. They look good. I mean, it doesn't look like she took time off or took the details off to kind of put things in the foreground or whatnot. And Doom looks great. He looks impressive. He looks very imposing. So I definitely dig the cover. But again, regular cover for me, 1 in 100. I mean, Big Rob, are you checking on Midtown? Is this going for over 100?
Yeah, it's under. It's 81. I think is very very heavily printed, so it's not a rare book in general. And I believe there's still exclusive for this particular book. I think the one a lot of people are going to go after is the JTC, obviously, and and I guess the one that Ben Harvey is a cover A, so that would probably be a popular cover. That's a cover A.
And the JTC that Big Rob's talking about is a negative variant. And
yeah, it's traditional
cover as well.
Yeah, what Mike also hates. So
yeah. All right. And again, here we go. Another one. And this is a 1 in 100 Magik number 2 by Lobos.
Yeah.
All right, Rob.
All right. So let's see what prices are real quick. This is it's already sold out. It's over $100. It's sold out at a $112.50. So it's probably already reaching the $200 level, I'm assuming. All right. I love Pablo, top 3 artists for me. He's one of my favorite artists right now. So I get it. This is great. I love that he did this character. I love all the technical work on it. I love the molten rock, whatever you want to call it, the molten lava, the fire, right? And the way he shadowed the female character, the line work. Doesn't matter that it's a negative or just a blank background, but it blends in well with the fire color. I'm just a guy that's kind of like way over Magik. I feel like it's highly overrated character. I know people are going to shoot me for saying that. She's popular because of her sex appeal, but when it comes to actual bringing some texture, some gravitas to like the actual X-Men, she doesn't really do shit for me. I'm like, she's pretty, and her art is always pretty, but it's just nothing special for me. But Pablo does a great job on this. It's Pablo 9 out of 10 times it's gonna hit a home run. He rarely misses.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, this might just be me, but I'm getting, just because of the face, like I'm definitely getting like porn star vibes from this. I'm just putting it out there. I had to say it, but I dig it. I just don't get the thigh high boots, whatever that she's wearing. Looks like she's gonna be stomping on some shit. I mean, there's definitely some like tentacles there. From Limbo. Again, it looks fantastic. I mean, I love the shading, the light. The hair looks fantastic. So I'm digging this cover as well. But definitely getting the porn star vibes from the face, the leather. I mean, I think Lobos might have gotten some tips from Mark Brooks with the shiny leather. I mean, you get the shine all over the place.
Yeah, she got the P Diddy baby oil going on.
Oh, yep. But yeah, I dig the cover. Again, 1 in 100, definitely worth it. But again, regular cover for me on this one.
Yeah, it's solid. It's a great cover. But I don't care for Magik.
Okay. All right. What about this one? This is X-Men number 11. We had 2 Magik covers, and it's also a 1 in 100 by Joshua Swaby.
Okay, this is more interesting because he's not trying to make her
sexy, right?
Sexual. She's not, trying to get into my pants. It's like, she's kind of rough, creepy.
Yes.
It's like she looks psychotic.
Yeah.
And of course, all the monsters around her just adds more layers to what I just said, right? And I like the color palette. It's very the layers of colors is they're all muted, but it's like it's dark and just mysterious. And there is a little bit of lighting on her face, so you can see that face and her torso. So it's a cool cover. once again, that argument of is we're doing Trader as Virgin, is it good or bad? It's a thing for comic books in the collecting community, but yeah, that's definitely a mistake on Joshua. He should have been more pronounced on the belly button, but let's just say the lighting kind of kills the silhouette of the belly button, right? So maybe that's what happened there, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, it's a great cover. It's maybe not a masterpiece, but it's definitely a memorable Magik cover because it's totally different from what we usually see. So this will definitely stand out. And if you appreciate comic book art, you're gonna remember this cover.
All right, Big Rob. So I have a question. If you had to pick between the one we just saw by Lobos or this one, both are 1 in 100, both you can get a regular cover, which one would you pick up?
Oh, Joshua, all day, every day. I like Pablo more as an artist, but just the decisions they made, this is a better decision.
I would agree. I saw this cover. I'm like, dang, this is great. I love how creepy the lighting, everything on Magik's face looks fantastic. I like those dead eyes that she's given. It reminds me of God, what's her name? Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah.
That look, those dead eyes when she kind of just looks into your soul, man. I love it. It's fantastic. I wish that there was a little bit more goriness or creepiness with the monsters in the back. But again, I'm just nitpicking here.
Yeah.
But the centerpiece is Magik, and he killed it. Looks fantastic. I definitely love it. I didn't even notice Terry the belly button was missing until you just said it. But I like it. I like what she's wearing here versus the previous one that we saw Lobos did. I mean, I think this outfit looks a lot better, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, well, it's like they're the both artists are kind of reaching out to two different audiences. One who likes the TNA, which
who doesn't?
Oh yeah, I love TNA, but I was like, I see that everywhere. I guess I'm one of the minority because I'm one of those guys that I want to see less in TNA and comic books, and more interesting art. But that's just me. But as belly button, you can barely see that shit on here. But yeah, that's why I think this cover because it's not about the TNA. Like she has boobs, but it's not the point. They're just because it's part of her body, but it's just what she's doing is the point.
Here. All right. Moving on to the next one, we got Mark Brooks. All the Disney-fied characters are on sale this week, and they're all, I believe, 1 in 50s. But you can get them as a regular cover as well. So, Rob, of the 6, which one do you find yourself getting, if not all of them?
Well, I am going to be biased because my favorite character, well, my favorite character is Thor, but my favorite looking character is Psylocke. It's just always loved their character design. It kind of just contradicts what I just said about TNA, but
just a little, sir.
But it's like it's not obviously in this particular art, it's not the point at all. It's like they're pretty women on there, but there's no TNA on here. Yeah, I like the colors on the Psylocke and Beast. Something about the blues. They're kind of that blue shag carpet from the 1970s colored blue. Both characters are rocking. It just makes it interesting. And I know they're all Disney-fied and all that jazz. And I feel sorry for the people that's trying to put this set together because you got suckered in by Marvel to buy a bunch of fucking different covers. So, because I've been there and done that a million times. I love my boss leaves the laundry room door open so everybody could hear the laundry in the background running. So yeah, that's the one for me. I just like the coloring at the best. They're all it's the same thing over and over and over, just different characters, but that coloring is just more cool to me than the rest.
Okay. I like them all, to be honest. For me, it was really tough to kind of pick one. out of the bunch. But for me, it had to do with having quantity versus quality. So I like the Deadpool one a lot more, only because you get to see a lot more of the Deadpool characters on it. The 1B would have to be the Thor one, because I also like having Valkyrie in the background, and I guess also her horse Pegasus, or I like it. I like the flowing yellow mane. I'm like, man, it definitely can give Thor and Valkyrie a run for their money with the hair. So I think that's kind of cute and kind of funny at the same time. But for me, it would be Deadpool, and then a close second would be the Immortal Thor.
These
But
are
again,
all,
I do dig these covers. Am I going to collect them all? No, but I do like them.
these are all like 1 in 25s, right? So
No, I think they're 1 in 50s.
they're 1 in 50s. Oh wow, so they're really cheap then, because on Midtown they're $27.
Okay, let me double check. Let me double check. I thought there were 1 in 50s, but again, like they might be wrong. Nope, 1 in 50s.
Yeah, they're cheap on Midtown. They're only 27. They're all
Wow.
cool. They're all cool covers. Every single one is cool. It's just, if you like Disney, you're gonna like them no matter what. So.
Yes, I want to comb their hair, JT. I want to comb their hair.
My Little Pony. Yeah.
Yep. All right, and that does it for our incentives. So that is all that we had time for the incentives we had for this week. We do have one store exclusive because, again, as I mentioned earlier on the show, everything was all about MegaCon. That we didn't have too many store exclusives that were just gonna release. So here we go. The one that we have is Pin-Apocalypse #1. And you can find this at Bird City Comics. And I forgot to put the Bird City comic logo on this one. It's a homage of what they did before for Crave #3 that Carla Cohen did, which also homage Torchy #1 from back in the day. So again, they're homaging a homage from a book that they did themselves. And again, this is by Andrew Tarasov, and the LE is 125 for the trade dress. Cost, I have no idea, but it is going to be released this Wednesday. Rob?
Yeah, well, it's very Matrix, right? They cover within the cover within the cover. Well, it's going to sell, and especially going to sell fast because it's only 125 copies. So the limitation is what makes it interesting. If you're a pinup collector, you're definitely interested in this because there's a whole niche just to that particular art style, right? The whole pinup vibe. I'm not part of that little niche, but I understand why people appreciate it and they like it. The last homage was better though, 100%. This one's a little. This is very design work. This is like it gives me like early render, early like concept design, like a designer cover vibe. It's just fully on the cover. So it's like I feel like they're just kind of doing a quick sketch of something they want to do, and it's just not even halfway completed. So, but if that's what they would, I'm assuming that was what he was going for, or the artist was going for. And if you don't mind that concept of that kind of early design cover vibe, then it's fine. I don't like the trade dress. The trade dress does not match well at all with this particular art. It's kind of like almost not ruins it, but it kind of takes you out of it a bit. I wish it was a lot more softer, not as punch. It kind of punches at you a little too much. The color. So we don't know the cost of the book. I'm assuming $20, $25 tops.
It's probably going to be like at the most it'll be like $40, but I think it's going to be less.
Yeah, well, Whisper City, they never go that high. They usually they do pretty affordable covers, mostly when they do exclusives. It's not my favorite. But it's not like it's bad or anything. It feels like it's early concept art. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, no, it does for me too. I mean, I do get that vibe that it does feel like it's kind of a little unfinished for whatever reason. I do feel like it is definitely a pinup from back in the day. So I do get that vibe 100% from it. But again, I do feel like it is unfinished for whatever reason. I don't think it's a finished product like we did see with the Carla Cohen homage that we saw from Bird City Comics. This one again, I don't know. It just doesn't. It's just not. I don't know. I just don't feel it. But again, definitely it looks good. I do feel like it is appropriate for this book, this kind of pose and this kind of drawing, because it is like definitely a pinup-esque. And it closely aligns to what we saw with the original Torchy homage or original Torchy comic versus the one that we got earlier from Carla Cohen for Crave #3 that had that bend in the knee. But again, it does feel unfinished. 125 of these. I'm definitely gonna see if I can get one because of the limited number. And I can use that TNH 10 to get that 10% off of this one, which will definitely save me on shipping. But I'm definitely looking forward to it. But again, it does feel like it is not a finished piece.
It looks like Igor saying they're broken it up into different types. So there's a regular 25 on the trade and 35 on the virgin, and then 45 on the metal. So they're breaking it up, and that's the print run, I guess. So,
let's take a look at Terry's comment. It looks like he copied a lot from the Torchy cover, just tweaked it a little bit to make it look a little different. The legs are almost identical. Yes, they are. I would agree with that.
Yeah, it's a complete just copy. They didn't copy. I don't think he traced or anything, but it looks like a straight copy. All right.
Okay, so that does it for our store exclusives. Again, everything else was all about MegaCon, and if you can see the list, you can go to coverprice.com and check out all the books that were listed out of there. And as always, head over to cbsi.com or comicbookinvest.com, sorry, and you can check out a lot of Mike's articles, Cover Fire, Cover Tunes. Hopefully he'll have a Cover Fire this week, but not 100% sure because he's at a concert today, so you never know. But definitely go check it out and take a look at all the articles that are on the site. And, all right. Look at that. We're all done in less than an hour.
Yeah, I just want to add that there's those little less covers today, but there's a lot of great cover A's and a lot of cover B's. I noticed, I'm just kind of scanning through, so there's a lot of good open order stuff. So
yes, and then no artists were permanently harmed at all today.
No, we were super nice. We didn't really kill anybody today.
Well, I did take a lot of the bad covers out. Just for the sake of time, I thought we'd have a full house today. All right. And as always, we got to give a shout out to our sponsors once again. We did mention Cover Price with all the MegaCon exclusives. Make sure to go over there and check that out. They have a list of everything. But definitely give them a try to subscribe. Save yourself some cash by using Nirvana 14 for 30 days of unlimited Cover Price for only 99 cents. And then Wednesday, they're going to be doing Pin Apocalypse #1 as their store exclusive. You can save yourself 10% by using TNH 10. And then our friend Sean over at DisplayGeek.com, make sure to use Team NerdHerd to save yourself 10% off your very, very, very first purchase. All right. And as always, Big Rob, can you take us out?
Sure. If you want to do it right, be a comic cover whore for life.
All right, guys. Good night.
Thank you.